2P is a really strong counterpoke. Its 5-frame startup and 18-frame total duration makes it very quick and spammable in the close to mid-range. Also, if you make sure to input it with down back, then it adds a little extra bonus. If the opponent has a move already in startup, you'll be put in pre-block, preventing the 2P from coming out, as you can see from my inputs of pressing 2P 3 times, and only 1 came out. This makes it a little more safe when throwing it out rather than just 2P. You normally confirm 2P into 6H since it combos on counter hit, but there's a sizable gap making it mashable. If you're close enough, then 2P 6P also works. 5P is also good at stuffing or trading with mid and long range pokes, but is easy to low profile. It's better used as an anti-air due to its high and far-reaching hitbox. It's also active for 5 frames, making it more lenient to connect. You get better reward by doing 2-3-6S after, but if they block 5P, the 2-3-6S will whiff, leaving you very vulnerable. But in situations you know they will get hit, like from an IED, then it gives great reward. Anji 6P has great horizontal reach, making it an above average anti-air and a good counterpoke. His 5K is a nice mid-range poke that has a generous hitbox with 5 active frames, letting you cover space a bit longer than most other pokes. It's better to use than 2P since you get a knockdown. While it won't combo into 2D at every range, dash momentum will help you get it most of the time. 2K is a bit underwhelming, but it is his fastest low poke. Since the range is a bit stubby, it's not a great low profile option either. 2D on the other hand reaches fairly far and is pretty good at low profiling, however it is slower and has significantly more recovery. But its reward on counter hit is very high. Close Slash is mainly used as a melee option on Oki due to its insane 8 active frames, but it is also a great anti-air with high reward. Far Slash is Anji's farthest reaching mid-range poke. It's his best normal to use in the mid to far ranges due to the disjoint, and when used far away it should always go into Fujin. Its downsides are that it is only active for 2 frames compared to 5K's 5 frames, and it does not do well against jumping opponents. 2S is a great normal. It hits on both sides with a disjoint in the front. It's pretty fast at 10 frames and active for 4, while having great low profile effect. Overall, it's a less of a commitment than 2D and Far Slash while covering good range and maintaining the disjoint. 5H is a bit situational since it has less horizontal range than Far Slash, but it's much better at catching jumping opponents and forces them into the air on hit, leading to better combos or Oki. Even on non-counter hit versus a jumping opponent, he still gets a fully charged Fujin into a full combo. It does also hit both sides with a good disjoint on the front, making it decent at stuffing opponents trying to run up with quick low pokes. 6H is a very committal move, but has 3 different hitboxes with different benefits. The first hit covers near the ground, the second hit low crushes, and the third hit high crushes. It hits high up, but also low enough that it can hit moves like Vortex or Ino's Stroke. While 2H is disjointed, it's pretty much only a combo tool since it is extremely slow at 22 frames. 2P is your go-to close-range counterpoke. 5K, 2S, and Far Slash are your go-to mid-range pokes. 5P, 6P, and 2-3-6S are your go-to anti-airs. JK is a great air-to-air that can lead to pretty decent reward. JS can also be good for air-to-airs, but is a bit harder to convert into good post-hit situations. JH is your air-to-ground button. If you start to get predictable with it, then JD is good for halting air momentum, calling out anti-airs. Anji doesn't really have any good cross-up buttons, but doing IED FD lets you turn around and get cross-up JS. Cross-up JK doesn't have enough hit stun to combo into anything meaningful. The 3 main special moves he uses are 2-3-6S, 2-3-6H, and 2-3-6K. 2-3-6S is a chargeable anti-air that has auto-guard starting on frame 10 in the charged version. It has above waist invul starting on frame 1, and uncharged, the startup is 12 frames, so it can be used like a better 6P. If they make contact with you in auto-guard, then the actual anti-air will not come out, letting you potentially punish them. The reward on hit is very good, and on block it guard crushes your opponent. Also, you get to keep your air actions on whiff, letting you maneuver into or out of difficult situations. Fujin is the main staple of Anji's game plan. It reaches further than round start, and can be charged at guard point and range. Same as before, if they make contact during the auto-guard, the attack will not come out. It's important to remember that the auto-guard doesn't start until frame 10, and after the spin ends, there is more startup before the active frames. There's no disjoint with Fujin either, so it can be counterpoked before and after the spin. Fujin can be cancelled early into the follow-ups. The P follow-up throws out fan projectiles that are plus on block and have a bit of a splash hitbox when they land. This can be useful for stopping opponents running in for free, since you get to start your turn on block or get a knockdown on hit. The K follow-up is purely a movement option and not really worth going for in neutral due to its high amount of vulnerable frames compared to dash blocking, though it could be useful when doing charge Fujin and you notice that they're being patient. The S follow-up is a very far-reaching low, especially when paired with the dash before the Fujin. It is important to know that it is unsafe on block, so learning how to space it properly is important. The H follow-up is a far-reaching overhead, but it's very punishable on block and on whiff, so it's uncommonly used without meter. 2-3-6K is just the auto-guard spin. This can be good for trying to call out pokes without committing to large moves like Fujin or Ko. Unlike the others, even when it's uncharged, there is still auto-guard. The charge version has auto-guard from frames 10 to 41, where the uncharged version only has from frames 10 to 25. Low recovery moves like punches and kicks leave the opponent safe. Moves with a bit more recovery cannot be close slash punished, but can be throw punished. High recovery moves can be close slash punished. If the opponent is scared of the auto guard and decides to play defensively, then take the opportunity to claim more space by moving in. If they play more aggressively, doing preemptive mid-range pokes like 5k, 2s, and far slash, as well as 236k or charge Fujin will force them to be more patient. If they try to jump over these pokes, then make sure to use 5p, 6p, and 236s as needed, and if they are very passive, then you can claim more space while mixing in Fujin fast cancels to start your turn or to mix them up. Thank you for watching.